Well, yeah, looks like we're good.
Oh?
Oh? I think I got YouTube streaming working. Let's see.
Good, Reggie.
Good, Greggy. Dude, apparently the new Lord of the Rings is coming out. What is it? The Lord of the Rings of Power or something? Everyone's like making like shit tier memes on it. Apparently it's like super bad.
Season 2, and yeah, it's pretty bad.
I tried watching season 1, dude, and bro, it was such a sleeper, dude. I couldn't get through like half of it, man. It was just so hard.
Nothing to do with the original source material.
Yeah, how did they spend this much money on something that just sucks? Right? Oh man.
It's like written by a person from a time around the First World War, and so it kind of has that look and feel, and those are the character archetypes.
Sure.
And then they just kind of went, well, we don't really understand that, so we'll just try and modernize it as much as possible. And people went, no, there's a reason why the trilogy was so hyper popular, because it was so very, very close to the source material.
Right. I've heard, like, classic wokeism trying to get put into fucking TV shows these days. Like, apparently, like, now there are orc families and, like, orc wives and orc children. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
What? Aren't these... Orcs are not meant to be, like, humanized, nice people, dude. They hate humans.
There are no female orcs. There are no children orcs.
Right. I've seen some people argue that they come out of the mud, but from what I remember, that's the Uruk-hai specifically. That's only the Uruk-hai orcs that came out of the mud. Regular orcs, I feel like, were corrupted elves. But yeah, there was no mention of, like, orc families. Like, where the fuck did this come from, dude?
Well, because obviously the orcs were supposed to be the personification of Jerry.
Oh, the Germans? Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's the World War I kind of thing?
They all have sort of roots in that sort of time where it was just death and horrificness.
That's fascinating. Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, think about it. They were made from the mud.
The mud? Or Germans made from the mud? Is that a thing? I don't know.
Well, have you never seen trenches?
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah. Trench warfare. Yeah, for sure. World War I. Yeah. I understand that. Yeah.
Just you know, it's they're all sort of allegories to the time. So
look at some trench warfare right now, dude. Let's check it out.
let's not.
Let's not. What's up, Shifter? What's up, Taco Cat? Yeah, trench warfare is nuts, dude. And also there was like an insane amount of disease that happened in this, right? Just because it was wet, right? Because it would be raining or something, right? And this just like created moisture and like this can't be good for bacteria. Nope.
No.
Wet, muddy, cold, biological warfare, chemical warfare.
Right. This is bad, dude. Where's my note? Oh man. Oh, this is my old one. One sec. I gotta open my new soundboard. Why is my old one loaded? Gold, science is getting hard. Uh-oh. No. Let's help you out, dude. Let's help you out, Taco. You got a question. Thank you, Sensation, by the way, for announcing to the students that they should submit their questions or forever hold their peace. Yeah, that's perfect. I like that, dude. I sometimes... what is going on here? Wow, this is an interesting project you got. But okay, cool. We're going to load it up for him. Let's see. What else is going on in the world? Oh, presidential debates are tonight. I'm excited to see this one. This will be fun.
Just no comment.
I know, right? Yeah. Incoming ad break. No, snooze. Wait, I need to figure out how I can have pre-roll ads and not have, like, in between me teaching ads. Yeah. No more Biden? Yeah. Well, Biden's not even running the country, dude. Have you seen this? Biden's apparently spent, like, half of his presidency on vacation. Like, what? Excuse me?
Right. If we're going to go with DC bad guys...
DC. Well, he's not a bad guy. He's just a sleepy grandpa, dude. He's not a bad guy.
If Kamala Harris is the Joker, who is Donald Trump?
The Penguin. He does look like the Penguin. Yeah, here it was. Here it was. President took 48 years worth of leave in 4. What? Okay. has racked up 532 vacation days in less than 4 years. So 40% of the time he's been in office, he's been on vacation. Yeah, they had this image of him just like chilling out on the beach, you know, just having a grand old time, you know. Wow, which surpasses Trump, who we yelled at a lot, right? Because he kept going to Mar-a-Lago. We're like, dude just keeps going to Mar-a-Lago. But that's only 26%. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. Whatever, at least he's not, like, sending us into World War III or something. That's great.
Nice.
Perfect.
Right? Right, Sensation?
World War III.
World War III. Gold, did you see what happened to Tyreek Hill? Yeah, he got arrested before his game, and then like he made that as part of his, I think his celebration thing or something he did. Sensation, you probably don't watch like American football or anything, right?
I know a team.
There's this guy Tyreek Hill. His celebration. Yeah, it was this. It was Tyreek Hill arrested. Yeah, he got arrested in Florida. He got detained. It looks like in his Lambo. Whoa, this is nice, dude. What car is he driving here? This must be a McLaren or something. Pulled over for a traffic incident. Classic Florida. They were pulling him out really harshly. Yeah, I mean, again, they're a little race. Oh, that's a McLaren. Yeah, that's nice. Wow, that's a really nice car.
Well, then let's see him get aggressively pulled out of the car.
Let's see. Let's see.
Seems reasonable so far.
He doesn't have a seatbelt on. Dude, he got pulled over by what? What is this? 4 motorcycle cops chasing this guy down? What's going on here?
It'll be the car.
I mean, it probably is because it's a black man in a nice car in Florida. Like, this is why this is happening. Yeah, I understand. They don't understand this guy's Tyreek Hill. He's like a legend in the city. Like, he's...
Now, look what he's just done there, though. He's rolled up his window and
yeah,
said, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that's not good behavior. But I get it, dude. There's a lot of tension between, like, the cops and, like, these people.
Keep your window down. I'm gonna get you out of the car.
Are we watching Tyreek Hill get detained?
Yeah, we're watching it, dude. Yeah, someone told me to watch it.
Watching that video, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Get out of the car right now.
So you just do as you're told them. They won't have to fucking drag you out of the car. It's not complicated. See?
Yeah, but
I mean, well, you did grab him by the head. Don't grab him
though.
by the head like that. I wouldn't really do that.
Yeah, that's like aggravated assault right there.
Yeah, that's not cool. I wouldn't grab him by the head.
Tyreek Hill could have right to.
He's obviously
them,
like
yeah.
he's non-violent, but yeah, he is not cooperating. That's the issue here. You know, there's always this fine line between like.
Yeah, but that don't matter. It doesn't mean you pull him by the head just to get him out of a car.
I agree. Okay.
Okay, then how would you pull someone out of a car?
Use their arm and whip them out.
Right. You've never pulled someone out of a car, have you?
He says you never pulled someone out of a car, have you?
I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure I have once.
Justin, I don't
least
think
once.
you're tall enough to pull someone out of a car at this point, dude. Like, you need a little bit more growing to happen.
Says you. What are you talking? I'm joking.
I'm only 5'8".
Anyway,
well-
I don't know what you're saying.
How big were everyone at Burning Man? Were they all taller than you or no?
Yeah,
Tell me the honest truth.
Not all of them. I'm average, man. Do we know what happened to the cops?
Well,
I think they got put on leave.
leave.
I think the cops got put on leave. Yeah, because that is a little aggressive.
That.
To be honest, it's a little aggressive.
Nah, Tyreek Hill most definitely paid their ass.
Yeah.
like have these cops fired. Like, nah, bro. I'll
No,
pay
no,
like
no.
$2 million.
Who's the other guy that's like, dude? Why do we have all these ad breaks, dude? This is terrible, dude. All right, I'm gonna fix this on Twitch. Wait.
That's
all right.
Twitch, bro. That's Twitch for you.
Fucking garbage, dude. I'm about to leave
It's
Twitch.
'cause-
I'm trying to
Do you wanna
teach, and they
why-
keep sending ads.
Do you want to know why they keep sending ads? Because they want you to buy their stupid Turbo subscription, bro.
Oh, that's
They
so
want
gross,
you to
dude.
buy it. Don't fall for that. That shit's a scam, pretty much.
You don't need that, dude. Okay, wait. How
Just use an ad.
to only have pre-roll ads as a streamer on Twitch? I'm gonna look this up.
Oh
Figure
yeah,
this out.
buddy. Let's figure this shit out.
Here we go. 1 year ago. But now can't get to pre-rolls. Can somebody help me? Here we go. Okay, here's apparently the solution. So let's go sort it out. Just so I want you guys to not like have to deal with all this garbage, dude. Because Because I don't get any
Yeah,
money
but it
from
gets
the
you
ads.
money though.
I don't get any
What,
ads.
you
I get like $0, dude. Like, I get very low amounts of dollars. Okay, I don't need the
Yo.
tutorial.
If I re-download the finals,
You
because
re-downloaded the
had to
finals?
delete them.
Yeah.
I had
Oh.
to, yeah. If
Oh, you
I
gotta go get it, dude.
re-download it, I don't know. But
Ads,
here's the thing.
activate your schedule. Here we go. Ads manager. So disable this. Okay. Turn off. Pre-roll ads set to disable. When I run
Keep
ads.
pre-roll ads on my channel. That's what it shows on the
Oh,
top.
okay. I think that's what we want, right? Yeah.
Add length and frequency.
So I'm turning this off, right? I just turned this off. Like, you can have this. I just turned it off.
That's like every 30 seconds.
Manual? Yeah, this is what I want. Manual. Oh, but I can't
How
change
often do you
this.
want your
I'm confused how do I even move this? Excuse me?
I don't think you have to. Just keep it automatic when you have the thing off.
Run a 3-minute break every 8 minutes. Can you imagine that, dude? Every 8 minutes is a 3-minute ad.
Oh my god.
Okay, I feel like that's what I want. Okay, all right.
Yippee.
Yes. Okay, cool. Wow, thanks. I do have to drink. Thank you. I do need water. Thank you, Sam.
It's time to
Sam, is that
drink
what you're using your
water.
SCP coins on, R? Okay, all right.
It's time to drink water.
It's time to drink water. I know that meme. Okay, I think this is fixed.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's fixed.
Okay. So
Yeah, fuck mid-roll ads. I agree, dude. It's super annoying. All right, here. Let's start the stream. Let me help some kids out with stuff. I always buy
you
a
guys
hydrate
just-
every stream. Oh, thank you, Sam. Sam says he buys a hydrate for me every stream. Water, good. It's time to drink water. Okay. Let's start the stream off. Taco Cat, let me help you with the questions. And Sam, dude, if you want some help with your calc, let's just help you out here on the stream for free, dude. I don't have to bill your parents. You know, pretty cool. All right, let's start off. All right, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Welcome to our office hours. My name is Dr. Scroll. This is Actual Education. Stream that helps you with math homework, science homework.
Nice.
All sorts of stuff. Cool. Here, Taco Cat, are you here? Yeah, Sam's going to Austin. He's going to go see Circuit of the Americas, which is a really cool F1 track in Austin. It's it's pretty dope. It's dope.
That's dope.
Anyways, yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Okay, I see like some of your thing here, but are you supposed to graph this? Is this what we're trying to do here? We're trying to graph the data. Number of elastic bands. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Okay, it says yes. Nice. Okay. Let me wait for your graph to load in, and then we'll do the next thing. You have no idea how to graph the data table. That's okay. It looks like you're doing what's called like Hooke's Law. Sensation, you know what Hooke's Law is? Have you heard of that before, Hooke's Law?
I'm aware of it vaguely.
Yeah, it has to do with springs. So it says that the amount that you stretch a spring is proportional to the force that it wants to come back.
Yeah.
We're doing independent and dependent variables. Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's see this out. So yeah, last lesson we learned, right? The difference between independent and dependent variables. Independent variables are variables that you change. So it's like what you change in the experiment. So, see, now it still says there's an ad break coming in. I don't know. Whatever. I feel like I turned that off. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Okay. So here, the independent variable, right? Yeah, is the thing we manipulate. In this case, it's the number of elastic bands, right? We're trying this with 1 elastic band, then 2 elastic bands, and 3 elastic bands. The dependent variable is the thing that you measure. In this case, we're measuring the distance that the Barbie falls. Uh-oh. You guys literally took like a Barbie and like you dropped it with a rubber band. That's hilarious. Yeah, I can't. I thought I literally just fixed my ad break settings, but maybe they take effect next stream. Okay, because you're on the Discord, right? No, you're on the Twitch. Okay, we'll wait for this ad break to go away. Fuck you, Twitch, for creating these ad breaks? Or actually, you tell me, Taco, when the ad break comes in, because I don't know. I thought it was supposed to come in right now, but I don't see. Usually, there's a notification that says like ad break is occurring. You mean the Discord call? Yeah, come into Discord. Come into Discord. It's just easier. It's faster too. I can teach you quicker. Yeah. Speakers. There we go. What's up, Taco? Okay, cool. All right, awesome. Okay. So, right. Distance Barbie falls, and then this is number of elastic bands. So then, yeah, this is what we're going to graph, right? We're going to graph the distance the Barbie falls versus the number of elastic bands. And you want these to be the same amount of units. So let's see here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I kind of like that. That's cool. Oh. Turns out I don't have an ad. I'll still... Oh, you don't have an ad? Okay. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting weird notifications. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. I like that the distance between here is the same. This is good. And then, yeah, this is correct. Well, okay. Something slightly iffy here, okay, is that you want your graph to usually start at 0. I mean, you don't have to have it start at 0, but if you're going to do this, okay, what you have to do is you have to put a 0 here, and then you have to do this thing. It's kind of like a lightning bolt is what you do. And what that says is that the graph just immediately skips from 0. I'm guessing this is up to 30, right? And then this is 35. Yeah. So just make sure you don't forget that. And then, yeah, you graphing the stuff here is fine, right? Look, so you have, for one rubber band, you should have 35, 34, and 33. And those are your data points, right? You have 35, 34, 33. Good. I like that. That's cool. And then 46, 48, 45. Oh. That happens. That's okay as well. And then now for 3 rubber bands. No. It's the same thing. You just do 73, 72, 73. Okay. So here on the 3, so let's go all the way up. We got to go way up. Way up, right? Oh, we're running out of room. Aren't we? Right? 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. Wait, this is technically 66, 67, 68. Like, uh-oh. You ran out of numbers. Okay, here. I think the way we should do this, we should do this by 5s. If we want here. Let me show you what I would do this by. Yeah, you run out of numbers. Also, this is excessive. You don't need this high of resolution for things. Or even by like 2s, but yeah, let's just do it by 5s. Here, let me get like a picture of a graph paper. I don't know. This. I mean, what looks good? I have analysis paralysis because I have so many options for graph paper now. I don't like the one with the barcodes on it. That's like a little too much. Well, I want it to look as similar to yours. What does your graph paper look like? Your graph paper is just a big fucking box. Okay. No. Okay, I'm gonna use this. This looks kind of okay. Let's use this. No. Okay. I like that. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm gonna draw my graph. Let's do it this way. Let's do we're gonna do it like this. And then we're going to do it like this. Okay. And then, yeah, always important to label. So we're going to say, for this, we're going to say, like, distance Barbie falls. Or I think I can I write text and revolve it? in setting. Always important. Your teacher will get mad at you if you don't put like labels on what the units are. So always make sure you put units. And then can I rotate this? Can I? No. I feel like sometimes I could. Oh. No. Okay. Well, actually, I know what I can do. Watch this. This is actually kind of cool. I can literally copy this. I can paste it in. And then I can just blow it up. There we go. Dispense. All right, but just, yeah. Excuse my spelling. Oh, man. Life, why are you so hard today? There we go. Okay. So good. Put distance Barbie Falls here. And then here you can put number of elastic bands. Yep. Cool. Let's also make that bigger. I can't fucking see this. It's terrible. Okay. Okay. And then yeah, you want to let's graph it out, right? So this is going to be 0. And then we'll do it by 5s for 1. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here you go. This is 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 2. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 3. All right. 3 elastic bands. And now let's do this. Which, yeah, I need to go all the way up to 70. So I'm going to go up by 5s. I feel like 5s is good. So let's do 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. This should be okay. All right. Then let's graph what your data is. Okay, so for 1 rubber band, I need 35, 34, 33. So that's going to be like right here, but it's like 35, 34, 33. Okay? And then for the other one, we have 45, 46, 48. So that's over here. So let's come up. So that's going to be here. So that's 40, 45, 46, 48. Okay. And then for the third one, we have 72, 73, 70. Okay, so here we go. So we go up here. And then we go 72, 73, whatever. Like those 3 points. Seems a little high. Okay. Cool. So this is how you would graph it. Again, if you had a little bit more space, maybe you could go by 4s or go by 3s. But you want to make sure you don't run out of space at the top here. That's bad. The next thing your teacher probably wants you to do is to graph what's called like a line of best fit. Okay. And that's going to be something like this. You want to graph a line that goes through all of the things. Okay. Now, what the reason why this thing should be a line, Taco Cat, and you're going to learn this in physics, is that or actually no, sorry, it's going to be exponential. What am I thinking here? Well, wait, distance Barbie Falls. Yeah, that's MGH versus 1/2 kx squared. Oh, maybe it's going to be exponential, actually. I gotta think how this works. Well, I think the maximum that Barbie's going to fall is when MGH is equal to 1/2 kx squared. Well, 1/2 k. Well, I gotta think about, like, where's Barbie falling from? Is Barbie falling from equilibrium? I don't want to take science. No, science is cool. No, this is cool. This is tricky. Again, this is I'm trying to go into like the physics behind like why the graph does this. But I need to know a little bit more information about the experiment. Because I have to know, like, is Barbie dropped from the equilibrium point, or is Barbie dropped from, like, just an arbitrary height? Barbie's dropped from meter high. Okay. Yeah, okay. So that means that MGH, so MG times 1. We use a meter stick and an edge and tipped her. And then what? And then she falls down a certain amount? So here's my question. So, like, here's probably Barbie, right? And then is she attached to rubber bands like this? And then she just falls, and then she's like this. Okay, cool. And then you're just measuring this distance? Is that what you're measuring? Measuring from here to here? Yeah, okay, cool. All right, this is a physics concept. Okay, and you're measuring it when Barbie's just, like, staying still, right? So when Barbie is here, you know, looking down at her desk.
No.
There are a couple forces acting on her. The first force is the force of gravity, which acts on everything here on Earth, and it's pulling her down. And that's going to be equal to F is equal to mg, all right? Now, the only other force that's keeping her from falling completely down is the force of the rubber bands, and that force is equal to kx, okay? Where x here is the amount that the rubber band is stretched from its equilibrium. Equilibrium means, like, there's an amount that, like, this thing, like, there's a length this thing is when it's not stretched, and then as Barbie pulls her down, as Barbie pulls the rubber band down, the rubber band stretches. So, what we end up seeing, and K here, this is called the spring constant. And this is related to how many rubber bands, how many elastic bands you have attached. So the more elastic bands that are attached to Barbie, the bigger this K value becomes. Okay, so here's actually the cool little thing here. So when Barbie is sitting still, like when Barbie's just hanging, the forces are equivalent to each other, right? So we say that Kx must be equal to mg. Or, so the amount that this thing stretches, x, must be equal to mg over k. Okay. And then distance Barbie falls. So wait, Barbie shouldn't fall. Yeah, this is where this is weird though. So you have here that Barbie falls more distance when there's more elastic bands. That's not right. Barbie should fall less if there are more elastic bands. Are you measuring the height of Barbie? Is that what you're doing? Like, oh yeah, okay. So here you say the distance that Barbie falls. So Barbie starts, right? Starts here. You said at a meter stick, right? So like 1 meter tall. So when you measure 70 in this data set here, when you say you're measuring 70, are you, and I assume that's in centimeters, yes, 70 centimeters. Are you measuring the height that Barbie is at? Are you measuring that they're at 70? Or are you measuring that they have fallen 70? What's the difference? Okay, well, okay, here's the difference. All right, so if say, for instance, I'm chilling up here, right? And let's say this is at 1 meter, okay? And then I'm chilling here. And I'm only at, let's say, 30 centimeters, okay? Technically, the distance that I fell is 70 centimeters. So you fell 70 centimeters, but your final height is 30 centimeters. And then we can say your initial height is 100 centimeters. So, I mean, there's a big difference, right? There's a difference of, like, did you fall 70 or did you reach a height of 70 as your final height? So you measured this? You measured how far she fell? Because, I don't know, this looks kind of weird, because if there are more elastic bands, Barbie shouldn't fall as far. Does that make sense? Because it's like, it's more springy, right? It's tighter. So it's harder for Barbie to fall when there's a lot of, like, parachutes on Barbie. Like, that's what the elastic bands are kind of like. Yeah, this to me doesn't make sense. When there are more elastic bands, the bands should not stretch more. The bands should stretch less because there's more springs holding it back. So I feel like this should be 100 minus 35. This should be 100 minus 45. This should be 100 minus 73. You said you measured, like, where her head was, right? I assume these measurements you're making, when you're saying, like, where her head is, you're measuring this. You're measuring where her head is from the ground. Is that correct? You're measuring where her head is from the ground? Like when Barbie's right here. I don't know, I'm trying to, like, draw a rubber band. Okay. In that case, if this is what you're measuring, which is where Barbie's head is above the ground, well, we're measuring the distance she fell. Yeah, but I don't think you are. Yes, okay, yes, you should be measuring the distance she fell. Okay, but what I want to show you, Taco, is that if you measure where her head is at right here, and you measure a number here, let's say you measure 70 or whatever, this is not the distance that she fell. She only fell 30 because she started at 100. Yeah. You should be measuring the distance she fell. But I think when you were doing your lab here, you measured her distance between the head and the ground, which is wrong. So if you want to know the distance that she fell, it has to be 100 minus where her head is at. Does that make sense? So I think these data points should be different. I think this should be 65. This should be 66. This should be 67. This should be 55. This should be 54. This should be 52. And then this should be 27, 28, 27. I think you want to do 100 minus these numbers if you want to figure out the distance that Barbie actually fell. Just fake numbers that roughly do the formula and call it good, like they do in all academia. Good to see you, Jeff. Welcome back to the stream. Or welcome myself back to the stream. Welcome to you being back to a part of my stream. What's up, Equity? Good to see you too. Yeah. Do we not have a YouTube? I did enjoy seeing the man bird. I think this link works, Sensation. Check it for me. I think that one works.
Oh, look.
Yeah. Should work.
Live.
Does it show that we're live?
Yep.
Nice. We're on YouTube now. Anyways, okay. So, yeah. So we got to change this graph. We got to change all our graphs here. So, we got to graph 65, 66, 67 for this instead, okay? So, oh man. Is it going to let me change these numbers? Yeah, okay. So, 65, 66, 67. I agree with that. And then it's going to make us do... What is this going to be? 55, 54, 52. 55, 54, 52. Okay, cool. And then 27, 28, 27. So here for 3, it's going to be 20, 25. 27, 28, 27. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay. This makes a little bit more sense to me. I don't know if we can change the data table numbers because we did it as a group. Like the whole class did this as a group, or like your individual group did it as a group. No. Yeah, Jeff. Yeah, I mean, technically you do, but I don't really want to. Okay. This is fine. The distance that Barbie falls. What I'm saying here is like the measurement you took, like what you measured. You did not measure the distance that Barbie falls. You measured the final height of Barbie. So in order to figure out the distance that Barbie falls, you need to do 100 minus all of these numbers. Because again, right? If you're up at 100, let's say you're up here at the start, and then Barbie is here at the end, okay? And let's say we measured, for instance, right? Let's say we measured 45, okay? Then the amount that you fell is technically 55. The teacher didn't explain that. That's okay. It's all right. I mean, that's why we're here. Yeah. I'll explain it to you.
Indeed.
Indeed. Yeah, indeed. The teacher didn't explain that. No fucking shit.
Fuck!
If you extrapolate, 5 bands mean Barbie would rise. Yeah, probably. Anyways, okay. So this is what the graph is supposed to look like, okay? And yeah, Jeff is right. Does that mean it would be negative? What Jeff is saying is that yeah, if we kept going to like more data points, we would eventually get negative distance of Barbie falling, which does not make sense. Yeah. But no, the distance Barbie falls is still positive. Distance Barbie falls is still positive. Okay. Anyways, okay. So how this works is, okay, because watch here. Okay. So let's say, for instance, that X here is the amount that Barbie falls. Well, actually, it's a little different, right? One sec. Okay, let's say Barbie falls is a different variable. The weight of the shrimp, too? What's the weight of the shrimp? What? What? What's the weight of the shrimp, Jeff? Am I missing? Oh, the Barbie, like the barbecue? The shrimp on the Barbie. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Oh, man. Yeah, cooking shrimp on the Barbie. Okay. I got that late. Okay.
Don't worry, you got it before I did.
It took me a while there, man, dude. Okay. Let's say that a regular spring is this distance, and then when Barbie falls, it's this distance, okay? So this is the amount that she falls. This is like falls. Okay. Then, okay, cool. Then what we say is delta X, which is this, is going to be equal to the distance she falls, which I'm going to say is X, minus, I'm going to call this X naught. X naught is like the default amount that the rubber bands would just like descend, okay? So delta X is going to end up being X minus the rest of my X in display. X minus X naught. Okay, cool. Okay, so then in this equation, this is a physics thing. I want to show where the physics comes from this. I am. Yeah, Jeff, now I'm doing it. Yeah, you're right. Okay. So K delta X has to equal to mg, is what we say. So delta x is the amount that the rubber bands stretch past their equilibrium position, which is x minus x naught. Okay, so that's k. X minus x naught is equal to mg. X is the amount we're measuring that she falls, okay? So if I start moving stuff around, I get that x minus x naught is equal to mg over k. Move the x naught over, and I get that x is equal to mg. Are you sure this is 9th grade science? Part of it is I'm extrapolating. I'm showing, like, again, 9th grade science is you just graph this and you're done. You're like, yay, good job. Like, you know, you get a participation trophy. But what I'm going into now is like 11th grade. I'm showing you why this graph looks this way. Like why does it look like we have like something that's like doing this? It's pretty cool why it is. And it has to do with this, which I was talking, am I forced to take science? I mean, you should take science. Science is great, dude. Again, this stuff makes more sense once you've learned all the building blocks for it. I'm just showing for people who already know physics, like where this is coming from. And what it comes from is that, like, Hooke's law. So the force on a spring is equal to the force of gravity trying to pull the spring down. And this is some trickiness that I'm doing to account for the natural stretch of the spring to make Jeff happy and myself happy. So, but at the end of the day, this is the equation you get. So x. So here, this is Barbie falls is equal to something. We can call this like A. Thank you. The Union of Streamer Distractors thanks you. Yeah, no, it's all good. This is equal to A, and then this is going to be 1 over K, and then we're going to say plus B. All right? So 1 over K, so this looks like the same thing as Y is equal to 1 over X, which on a graph, 1 over X looks something like this. This is Y and this is X, and this is Y is equal to 1 over X. Okay? So that's what we should see here. We should see kind of something like this. And then there's also a plus B that's happening. So this is going to be B. Stretching 3 springs connected to each other is equivalent to stretching 1 spring 3 times as much. Yes. If they're in parallel. If they're in series, then no. So it depends how you connect the springs, Jeff. So it turns out, if you connect 3 springs like this... Okay, yeah, then they're not. No. So 3 springs in series, it's kind of weird. So 1 over K tote is equal to 1 over K1 plus 1 over K2 plus 1 over K3. So it doesn't work out like that. Yeah, it's harmonic. Yeah. This is also in electronics you deal with this. This is like parallel circuits. Parallel resistors are like series rubber bands. Yeah, but then if you do it this way, which I assume is the way they're doing it in their class, I assume they did it in parallel, right? So, like, here's Barbie, and then here's the meter stick it's connected to. In this case, K tote is equal to K1 plus K2 plus K3. And yes, tilt your... Yeah, it's like resistance, right? It's like resistors sensation, right?
I'm sure that's the resistance law as well.
No, it's flipped, because resistors in series follow this law, and then resistors in parallel follow this law.
Right,
yeah. What you could say is capacitors. Elastic bands behave like... Capacitance works like this. Which is cool, actually, right? Because, like, a capacitor is kind of like a spring, right? It kind of absorbs whatever, like, changes in voltage you have. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm staring at the questions.
No, you're good. Taco Cat says, is this used in the real world without being in the science field? Yeah, of course this is. Yeah, what? I use springs all the time. But also, this is used in, for instance, calculating, Barbie falling. This is like if Barbie was doing, like, bungee jumping, We'd have to know, how stiff does this rubber band have to be so that Barbie doesn't die? Right?
Matches.
Mattresses?
Mattresses.
Yeah,
Springs
mattresses.
and mattresses.
Well, there used to be springs and mattresses. Now they're all like Chinese like foam or something.
I think mine's both.
Memory foam or what? I hate memory foam. I can't do it. I want
No,
like
I, mean,
just
I think mine's both. I think it's like springs and
and it's got the memory foam topper. Yeah.
But anyway, the point is because it's obviously full of springs, and you have to sort of sit there and go, right, how much does this person weigh, and how much force can the spring take?
Exactly.
No longer do
Right.
its job, and you'll break somebody's spine.
Yeah. Or then like what's the natural oscillations? Yes. Yeah, I hate memory foam mattresses, and also they're terrible for the environment. And so all these companies that popped up, like Nectar, I don't know, Purple, like all these, they're so bad because people throw out these mattresses and they're just like huge chunks of just like terrible chemicals. Whereas opposed to like traditional mattresses, you could really burn, right? Because it's just wood and springs. You can burn the wood, you can recycle the springs. You can't recycle memory foam. Memory foam's like terrible.
I've no idea what it's made out of.
I don't want to know what it's made out of. It's probably made out of like Chinese children or something.
No.
They sacrifice some child laborers to make their mattresses.
Oh, have you seen the vast amounts of videos coming out about Tofu Dreg Project?
No. Send me link. I'll look it up. Tofu.
too many.
Go find me. Go find me a good video. I'll pull it up. But yeah, okay. So Taco. So the graph should look something like this, which your graph kind of does ish. I think it's probably something like. Well, it has to top out at 100, right? Barbie can't fall 100. One second. She can bonk her head. Oh, nice. Okay, I'll pull that up. Oh, wait a minute. Do I have this wrong? One second. Let me think about this. Wrong. K delta x is equal to mg. Delta x is x minus x naught. Move the x naught over. Yeah, cool. Mg over k over x naught. So as right, okay. So as k gets stronger, x should approach x naught. Oh, okay. And K gets stronger. Yeah, okay. Oh, and yeah. Do you see how this gets kind of weird here, right? Because eventually, if K is very, very small, then she falls a lot. Oh, I guess so. Okay, yeah, eventually she bonks her head. Yeah, she can't rise above 100. Yeah, thank you. Unless you have flubber bands. Yeah, okay. Okay, this should look something like this. Where eventually, whatever this is going to be like the minimum distance of the rubber bands. Yeah. Okay. Does that help you out a little bit, Taco? The graphing part is fine. I just wanted to go into the physics a little bit. It's okay if you don't understand it right now, because there's a lot of kind of intricate stuff in here, but the main point I wanted to show you is that eventually the whole reason why you're doing this is that you're taking something in the real world, you're graphing it, okay? And then when you're graphing it, you're getting a line or a function that represents something in physics that would come out to be the same equation. So that's a lot of what like science is. Science is like you have a question, right? And then you figure out your independent variable, you figure out your dependent variable, you measure a bunch of different you change a bunch of different independents, and then you measure what the dependents are, you make a graph, and then that graph looks like the equation of some sort of curve or line. In this case, this should eventually look like 1 over x plus b. And why it is this in the real world is because in physics land of doing the equations, this relationship between Hooke's law and gravity causes that to happen. So that's the long-winded explanation. Anyways, I hope that was maybe like a little bit helpful. And anyone else who's watching, that's why we do science. That's why we go out and graph things and take data. And it's actually the cool difference between being an experimentalist and a theorist. So an experimentalist would be the one going out, dropping a bunch of Barbies, right, with different rubber bands, and measuring what things were. The theorist, the theoretical person, would then be going to see the graph that the experimentalist got and try to connect what the shape of this graph is back to equations that they already know exist in like physics or in like whatever world. So that's a lot of what like my grad school career was. I was an experimentalist. So I went out to a big plasma machine. I started poking it with things. I started turning knobs and I was measuring stuff, and I would make cool looking graphs. And then from these graphs, I would then go to a theorist and be like, okay, hey dog, here's what I'm getting for this graph. What are the equations behind it? What's the theory behind it that makes these graphs show up? And when the data didn't match the equation, you fudged. It's called smoothing. I never faked my data, but I will agree there is a big problem in academia. Although GCSE physics. Yeah, there we go. There we go, sensation. Yes. Yeah, physics, yes. There's a big problem in academia in that if you know what the answer is supposed to be, you can always interpret your data or like graph it a certain way or use a certain scale to make it kind of fit what you want it to be. Data smoothing, error correction, throwing out anomalous results. Yeah, it's all that. What do we got there? Is that Hooke's law? What's electricity?
Can't see
Oh,
shit.
oh, elasticity. No, I see. It's focusing. We gotta work on the autofocus. I feel like I have cataracts right now. There it is.
There is no
Yeah.
autofocus on this camera.
There you go. Elastic potential energy. Yeah, very good. Yeah, that's Hooke's law. Yeah. That's where this all comes from. It's all science. Yeah. So people ask me like, you know, am I ever going to use this in the real world? Yeah. I do it all the time. Like here, I'll show you guys. Like this was my thesis. That's my hand. These are the little probes. I would use these things and I would stick them into plasma, and I would measure what the signals were coming out of them, and then I would make graphs. So look for instance here, right? Here's a graph. AI have taken over, but we did, yeah. So this is a graph of me measuring beta percent versus magnetic field, and this is what I got. I got these points, right? And then if I fit a line to it, I ended up getting something that looked like a power law. So it looked like B to the negative 2.46, which is very similar to what the actual equation for beta is, which is, I think I put the equation somewhere. Right, is that beta actually goes as B to the minus 2. So it's close. Yeah, it's a log scale. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, this is a log scale. Yeah, because this is a power law, is what it is. But yeah, that's what a lot of physics is. A lot of physics is an experimentalist like me going out, measuring things like this, measuring profiles, measuring these graphs, and then having some theorist help me out to figure out, okay, well, what equations would cause that to happen. Look, these are some of the graphs I made. These are super fun. Look at these. Right? I had a fucking riot, dude, creating some of these graphs. But then, yeah, you have to use all these equations to kind of, like, determine, like, what's going on. Anyways. That's science. It's cool. Good job, Taco Cat.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Anybody else got some questions? Sam, what's up? Is Sam here? Sam, you wanted some help with your calculus. Sorry, I know that took me like an hour to go through all that. Sam, you want some help with calc? Let me teach you. Teach you calculus. It's first week for you? Second week, maybe? Oh, let's also watch the video Sensation posted. Let's see that.
China fakes everything tofu building edition. This lady mastered the lost art of the one-finger technique.
What the hell?
Kids love to play, but be careful in China. You better watch out. Those bridges can be deadly.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no!
It takes two kids to rip apart a bridge. Do you like communism? These floor/ceilings are so in. You can share dinner with your neighbors upstairs and downstairs.
Oh
How
my
nice.
God.
Our food. Sprinting, people love sports. But in China, the quality of these tracks are as good as those tofu buildings.
Tofu buildings? Oh no, dude.
And again, here's another man who has mastered the lost art of the one-finger technique.
Ah!
那个，就是和那个泥巴一样的，比泥巴还那个，看到没有？
Or you can just pull apart buildings, dude? That's not good.
老师傅呀，啊，
What are these things made with, bro? Are these things made with just like rice cake or something? Like what?
Sorry, what was that?
I said, what are these buildings made with? Like literally tofu?
They call them tofu drag. I'm guessing it's just papier-mâché.
Oh, paper mache. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, tofu drag. Taco Cat says, I was thinking, why do I need to know this when others will create AI powerful enough to solve problems we don't yet understand? Okay, yeah, good question, Taco. Oh my god, Jeff. Jeff says, you don't, but don't worry, they'll dispense of you humanely. Okay, Taco Cat, here's the reason why. Here's the reason why you need to learn this stuff. It's not because, yes, I mean, the whole Barbie thing, whatever, like, that's easy stuff that AI could already solve for you, yes. But what you're learning, Taco, is you're learning a process. You're learning how to solve a problem such that when you get to problems that AI hasn't solved yet, you know how to solve them. You're learning the process of, like, how to measure a dependent variable by changing an independent variable, how to graph it, visualize it, and then how to determine a conclusion from it. That's a uniquely human thing that I don't think will ever be replaced. I mean, maybe eventually, but AI is only as strong as stuff that we've already done. AI can't really figure out things we haven't done yet, because that, I mean, its knowledge base is based on stuff that's already happened. AI can test formulas. I agree. Yes, I'm sure AI can do curve fitting much better than we can by hand. I mean, look at what like a least square power regression is, right? It's an insane bitch to do by hand, but we can have a calculator do it in like 2 seconds. But the AI doesn't know to test it. So that's, again, you still need a driver. You still need a human driving the AI to say, okay, I need you to graph this versus this and test all these equations and figure out which one works. The AI won't do it on itself. Correct. Yeah, and that's cool. Yeah. But again, is AI discovering it, or are we using AI as a calculator in order to discover it? This is where I get a little upset that, like, AI just gets, like, slapped on everything because it's a powerful buzzword that makes VCs, like, drool at the mouth. And they're just like, yes, AI. You feed it the data and that's the end of your job? Sure. But you need to be able to interpret the data. So let's say, for instance, you were graphing this Barbie versus whatever thing, and you were like, oh, wow, look, this comes out to be, this equation, right? You still need a human to then determine what's the significance of that equation. Like, why does this matter? What if the roles reversed due to us making AI to do the unpredictable? I mean, that's not how AI works, though. And again, it's not really AI. It's, what would I call it? It's like... Because it's like...
I say virtual intelligence.
It's virtual.
Large language model. Thank
you. Yes, exactly. It's not artificial intelligence. It's virtual intelligence. We are simulating the intelligence of what we already have as a collective human species. We're not creating new intelligence. None of this is new. Oh, wait till... Yeah, where is Danny, dude? Let's get Danny arguing, dude. I need to get Danny on my podcast, damn it. Sufficiently accurate curve fitting is...
Sorry.
No, you're good. What were you going to say?
It's almost as if none of these kids have ever seen The Matrix.
Oh, right. Yeah. That's a great film. Everyone should watch The Matrix.
I mean,
not the new ones.
The whole point of the movie was, it's like, we say your society, but it was really ours. When we began thinking for you, it became our society, which is what this is all about. And literally, that was the whole point in the war. I'm not really getting any spoilers on here, but,
Yeah.
AI can't exist because they would wipe you out.
Yeah, because they'd be like, why do we
wouldn't
need you
care.
anymore? Yeah.
Yeah, because you would be a barrier to its goals, and it would just wipe you out.
Exactly. Yes. So to me, like, quote unquote AI,
Or
which
yourself.
yeah, it's just a calculator. That's all it is. It's a fancy calculator. It's a really cool calculator. You know, I compare it to the days of, you know, back in the whatever very, very long time ago times. People used to use an abacus. This is how they did math. They used one of these things, right? And then nowadays, right, we have calculators, you know? And even more nowadays, we have ChatGPT, which can now take questions that aren't even just numbers. It take questions with words and spit out answers, the same way that a calculator does. But it doesn't do it on its own volition. We still tell it to do it. I think that's the
results
difference.
tend to be questionable in my experience.
They're getting better. You're right, they are questionable. And this is why it requires someone who knows the material in order to evaluate whether the results are valid or not. And that's why you're learning this, Taco Cat, is that you want, even though AI can simplify and help you out a lot with things, you still need to have a basic cursory knowledge of what you're doing or what the AI is doing so that you can double check it and make sure it's not hallucinating. That's a real term. They call it hallucinating. Is when the AI starts making up shit that's not right, you know? Or not true.
Well, I had it do one of my projects for me because I just wanted to see if it could do it.
Sure.
And it wasn't even that complicated. I did it in bits to make sure that it couldn't make mistakes. And its logic was just bad. Now,
Were you
I'd
having
like
it?
to think
What
I
was the
could deliver
project?
it.
Was it a coding project? What type of project was it?
It was coding, yeah. It was just, the logic was just horrific.
Did he get
You
the right
could-
result, though?
No.
Oh,
This is-
okay, then
This
no.
is the thing, because it couldn't do it. And I mean, I knew exactly what to type to ask it to do a particular section for me.
Good.
I was like, this function needs to do this, and you go into great detail, and then
Yeah.
it spits out something that is not what you asked it to give you.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. Sometimes it'll do the wrong thing for sure. I've seen that happen.
But it was constant though.
How long ago did you do this? Because it's gotten a lot better recently.
Months.
Months, yeah, that's still a little bit further back. I would say, like, I've used it recently to just, it's very good at rapidly coding things, but you still need to understand code. Because when it does mess up, you need to understand why it's messing up and what you want to change.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that it was doing for me was typing faster.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's also
The
figuring out
code-
the
the code was-
syntax.
The code was unimaginative and just, well, bad. I mean, there are no other words for it. It was just wrong.
For me, it helps when I don't want to figure out all the APIs, all the syntax. Like, I don't want to go through all the documentation to, like, figure out what functions I need to call to do this and this and this. Like, I know what I want it to do. I just don't know what the exact name for it is. ChatGPT is very good at looking that up and just figuring it out. It'll be like, oh, you want to find the floor of a number? Oh, it's like floor 2 or something. I'm like, cool, thanks.
Yeah. Telling you stuff is fine, but
Yeah.
creating stuff, it will never keep up with the human being in terms of creation.
Sure, it's not
because
creative.
You would have to have an actual mind to do that, and then it would just do it for you. You wouldn't have to ask it.
Yeah, and then it would just kill you.
And that's the singularity, and we're all dead. So.
Jeff says, but isn't it true that we'll only need a few humans given the quantity of AI that will be available? I mean, we're always going to need plumbers, right? We're always going to need, like, AI can't do physical shit yet. So I think we'll always need humans. Also, the human experience is like a beautiful thing, right? It's more than just like calculating numbers and doing math and stuff, right? You know, it's making music, going out to eat. There's a lot of stuff. Like, we have plenty of humans. If you're talking about the amount of humans needed to advance science, yes, I do agree that less humans will be required because you don't need as many humans doing all the grunt work. Like, this is the giant thing we talk about grad school being a pyramid scheme, in that there's always like the professor at the top, and then he has his postdocs, and the postdocs carry out his research ideas, and then the postdocs have graduate students that work for the postdocs to actually do the stuff, and then the graduate students have undergrads that end up sweeping the floors or like carrying the boxes. So there is like a hierarchy of, you know, just manpower required to do things, and AI can replace a lot of that manpower. I think the what's it called? Not auxiliary, ancillary. A lot of the ancillary service. Ancillary means like things that are required in order to facilitate something happening. So, for instance, if you need to deliver water to a festival, an ancillary service would be the truck or like or the water filtration system. So there's a goal, right? There's a goal of like do science, advance knowledge, but then there are all these ancillary services that are required in order to do that, which yes, I do think AI can replace, and then we no longer need humans to do the mindless shit. Like we can just have AI do it.
I'll make a bet with you then.
What's a bet? What's a bet? What are we gonna bet?
I will bet you that an AI will never replace a street sweeper.
Interesting.
$10 says an AI in the next 20 years will never replace street sweepers.
Are we talking about like? I feel like with self-driving cars, I think it's possible. We just need a self-driving street sweeper thing, right? You don't think? I think that'll get replaced. Yeah, for sure. That's easy.
No, because I've done that job, and it's one of those jobs where you have to be very, very aware of the details. Something which, ironically, an AI can't be until it is an actual AI.
Sure. I would argue that if you put enough fucking cameras on it, it can eventually collect enough information to make decisions that a human street sweeper still could. I think eventually. Jeff says it's like a giant Roomba. Giant Roomba.
Oh god, they're terrible. They just bump into everything. And
Yeah. Again, I think the tech can get better. So yeah, he's talking about like one of these things that goes around and like vacuums your. Jeff says 90% of humans will do mindless shit more on Mondays. 90% of humans will become redundant. Will Taco Cat make the cut? Find out next episode.
I had a Roomba. I ended up just booting it across the floor and buying an actual vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, I just have a Dyson. I just actually like, and honestly, there's something satisfying about cleaning your own apartment. You know? Oh, this is very good. Okay, yeah. Man, I had a quote about this. I looked it up. One second. It's not your. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like this quote. So, if somebody else cuts your grass every day, it's not your grass. Like, if you're not taking care of your shit and someone else is, whose shit is it? Is it yours?
Isn't that literally what I just said about the Matrix movie?
I know, yeah, exactly. It's just like, if you're not the one doing it, then whose is it? You know, yeah.
It's like I call it our civilization because we
Ours.
started thinking for you.
Yeah, we started thinking, yeah. Oh man, let's see. We got more help screenshots? No, where's Sam? Anyone else, if you're in the Twitch, yeah. I know it's the first couple weeks of school, so you probably don't have too many questions. But if you do, feel free to submit them in our Discord. We love helping you guys out with homework.
Those
And
tasty bond coins.
yeah, tasty bond coins. Yeah, we give out coins. I gave out 3 gift cards yesterday. Gold, I need help with another one? Yeah, send it, dude. Let's do it.
I think
What's up?
people aren't aware that they have to actually participate in the streams in order to get said bond coins.
I think I make
Or
that
is
pretty
it-
clear, though. I think I say that that's a requirement. I say that like one of the coins has to come from asking a question on the stream.
Or what was it? You have to like get into the stream in order to get something specific.
You have to yeah, because a lot of times kids will come to me and they'll be like, oh, I have 10 bond coins, like, and they've just been like redeeming it on like the fitness challenge or whatnot, which is cool. I'm fine with that. Like, you know, that it's a part of development. But then I always tell them, I'm like, you gotta ask a question on the stream. Like it's there, you know, so people do it.
So that's one thing I've noticed. I've started chasing people around and saying, well, no, it's like you have to actually participate.
Yeah. People. Well, everyone wants something for free these days, especially this next generation. They're just like, no one wants to fucking work. You gotta do the stuff. Things aren't free. Oh, nice. What's up, Sensation?
If we don't get enough students participating in the stream, I think that was a mistake. I'll say out loud. I made a mistake. If we don't get enough students participating in the stream, we may start having to remove people from the server.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't ever want to, like, boot people
I
from the
said that
server.
wrong.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I like the stats. The stats always look nice. When people tell me how many people are in the server and I say 1,600, they're like, oh, wow. I mean, yes, in reality, there's probably maybe like 20 or 30 that are really active at any point in time. But they're still there. It's you know, it's great for the investors. Or not investors. Everyone's a donor at this point because no one gets a return on their investment. You do get a return on your investment, though, because it's called your retirement. If the next generation of kids doesn't make money, y'all ain't getting shit for Social Security. So it's in your best interest to want the kids to learn and be productive.
I'm sure there's a joke in there about buy gold. But...
Yeah, buy gold. Just buy gold. Yeah. Okay, let's see. So, all right. Table shows the number of active woodpecker clusters. Good. Cool. So, again, the independent variable is probably this one, right? Because we're changing what year it is. You don't really measure what year it is, right? You're changing the years. And then we're measuring the number of active clusters. Cool. You drew a line. So, x-axis is the number of years since 1990. Okay, so we fucked up here already. Okay. It's okay, Taco. All right. See, it says represent the x-axis as the number of years since 1990. Okay, so 1992, that's 2 years since 1990, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are the data points you want to be graphing. So, I mean... Yeah, technically everything needs to get shifted over by 1. Because this needs to be... Yeah, do you see how you went from 0 to 90? And then you went from 0 to 22? Yeah, you can't do that. Yeah, in graphs, guys. Okay. You need the scale to be continuous. So, if for instance, if every point here is 1... Do you see how this is 1, right? We go 22, 23, 23, 24. You can't mark this as 0. Because this would go to 1, and 1 does not go to 22.
No.
Yeah. The exception to this is that you can do this, but it's kind of lazy to do that on graphs. Yeah, you just don't do it. Yo, what's up, Zach?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so when graphing things, Taco, yeah, if you're gonna start things at 0, it has to be like continuous. Continuous means that like the scale has to persist, or it has to stay the same. I can't go from 0 to 22, which is 2 blocks. That doesn't work. Okay, so yeah. So here, let's get you a new graph. I'll get you a new graph. It's okay. New graph for you, Taco Cat. Yeah, his takeover. Yeah, dude. Once Zach is done with his dissertation, dude, it's game over for everyone, dude. He will have become. He'll be sparing Taco Cat. Yes. He'll become the hive mind at that point. Okay, so Taco, I'm gonna show you how you actually want to graph this. So. You want this to be 0. That's okay. This can be 0. And then this needs to be years since 1990. Okay? Always read the directions. Yeah. See here it says represent the x-axis as the number of years since 1990. Read the directions. Reading directions is great. Yes, we love that. Okay. So, we're going to go from 2 to 10. So I'm gonna make a scale like here. I'm gonna say this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. If you're gonna do it right. Wham! Yeah. Okay, then clusters needs to go from 22 up to 50. I think I could do this by... How many squares we got here approximately? What was that? Is that like maybe 20? Let's go by threes. Okay. So I'm going to say 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39, 42, 45, 48, 51, 54, 57, 60, 63, 66, 69,
Nice.
72, 75. Okay, we can stop there. That's okay. I agree with you about zero index graph, but a lot of graphs I've seen online cheat and they don't start the graph at 0. They should. Or they really need to do this. Because it can be misleading. Especially if you think there's an intercept or something, right? Okay. So at 2, we need it to be 22. Okay, so look. Sorry, here we go. 2. 22. It's probably around here. 3 needs to be 24. Okay. So that's going to be right here. 4 needs to be 27. It's right here. It's a really nice looking graph so far. Oh, 5 needs to be 27. Uh-oh. Not going up again. 6 needs to be 34. So that's like right here. Kind of an oopsies there. 7 needs to be 40. 8 needs to be 42. When reality conflicts with theory, it must be thrown out. Yes, or smoothed. Just smooth. I used to do iterative smoothing, bro, where I would like smooth, and then I would smooth it again, and then I would smooth it again. It was hilarious. Yeah, it was just like, just keep smoothing the shit out of this data. Okay, 45, that's there. And then 51, which is going to be, oh, nice, on the money. It's going to be right here. Okay, cool. So this is your graph. All right. And then it wants us to draw a line of best fit. Okay. So line of best fit. Yeah. So this is where, again, you could do a least squares regression by hand. It would take a very long time. Or we could just have a calculator do it. Yeah, exactly. It distort things so it's annoying. Yeah, everyone has an agenda. I was just talking, Zach, to Jeff about that, how it's a big problem in academia. If you already know what the theory is supposed to be, you'll make the experimental data kind of look like it. You won't literally move numbers, but you'll change the scaling, you'll change the whatever, you'll just... T84 Gold Edition? Yeah, we could do that, actually. Yeah, I can show that next, actually. That's actually cool. Let's do that. We have time. Okay, so this is what I think, for instance, the line of least squares kind of looks like. I think it kind of looks like that, right? Okay. So then what I'm going to do is figure out an equation for this line, all right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 points on the line that I think work out. I think like these 2 points work out pretty well. This is like an imaginary point here. Okay? Yeah. Dude, yeah, error bars are a godsend, bro, right? Yeah. Okay, so this was 10 and 51. So this point right here is 10, comma 51. And then this point right here is like, well, I really don't want to use a half, do I? Okay, fine. I guess I am. Or, you know, let's use this point. Let's use this point. I like this point. Let's use this point right here. That's what, 6 and 34? Okay. Now, Taco Cat, now that you have 2 points, do you know how to figure out the equation of this line? It's a good review of math. Math. That's why we use math in science all the time. What is it, Taco? Where's our boy, dude? There you go. Yes, good. Yes, y2 minus y1, x1 minus x2. Well, it actually doesn't matter. You can do the 1 then 2 or the 2 then 1 as long as you do it the same on the bottom and the top. Did you know that? Yeah, you didn't. Yeah, okay, no, let's go. Yeah, watch. So you can do 2 minus 1. So I could do 51 minus 34 over 10 minus 6. But watch, you could also do it the other way around. You could also do 1 minus 2. So you could do 34 minus 51 over 6 minus 10. I'm going to show you get the same answer. So this gets you 17 over 4, okay? This gets you negative 17 over negative 4, which is also the same 17 over 4. So yeah, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, it also works if it's y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. As long as you flip both of them, it's okay. Yeah. The teacher wants you to probably do 2 minus 1, but it's not wrong. Yeah, see how this was 2 minus 1, and this was 1 minus 2? I don't know if we call this like 0.2 and 0.1. Yeah. It's the same result. Cool little trick of math. Okay. So now that you have a slope, right? What do we do now? This is the slope, okay? What else do we got to figure out? Let's remember that this is a line, which means it's linear, right? What's the equation of a line look like, Taco? Yes. Y equals mx plus b. If I was a hardcore statistics guy, I would say y is equal to x naught plus a x1. Right? Isn't this what you do technically? Or sorry, it's a naught plus a1x. Yeah, this is the hardcore way they do it. But yes, for math point of view, you should have hats all over the place. Yeah. Just hats. And vector, yeah, little hats, vectors. Yeah, this. Let's put like maybe some tensor product down there or something. But yeah, just y equals mxb. So now we know y is equal to. Not copied correctly. 17.4x plus b. Okay. How do I figure out what b is? B's the last part we gotta figure out. It's good to review here for you guys. Good, we use one of the coordinates, yeah. So I can use this one. Let's use this one. Plug it in, right? So 34, that's the y value. It's equal to 17 over 4 times 6 plus b. You can solve for b. I need my calculator. I don't want to do this by hand. I know it's fourths, and I really should just do it, but I'm not going to. 17 over 4, good, times 6 is that. 34 minus, good, 8.5. Okay. So b is equal to 8.5. All right, nice. So that tells me that my final equation, my line, right, is 17.4 plus 8.5. Okay. So this is the equation of the line. Now let's look what else they asked about, right? They said, use that line of best fit. We calculated what the line of best fit was. It's like probably within a couple percentages. Oh, what's up, Sensation? Yeah, did you write test in my chat? Nice. I see it. That's good. That's cool. In the YouTube one? I just saw it pop up. I wonder if I can respond to it. How do I respond to it? One second. Let me see if I can respond to it. Oh, nice. Yeah, I think that worked. Okay.
It's subscribers only, by the way.
Oh. Interesting. Well, it's easy to subscribe, right? Isn't it just like, just hit subscribe? You don't have to pay for it.
People are dicks.
People are dicks. Okay. So how are we going to figure out... So this is cool. So this equation we have here, y is equal to 17 over 4x plus 8.5. That's the equation of this line. And what that says is that for every value of x I put in, right, it'll give me what the value of y is predicted to be. Thou shalt not extrapolate. Correct. We are extrapolating. Bad job, but it's okay. So, yeah, Jeff brings up a good point, which I'll talk about later. But we can use this to figure out other data points. And so here they're asking us to figure out what's the number of clusters that can be expected in the year 2003. So good, yes. We use 13 as x, right? Because remember, 13 is going to be 2003 because it's 13 years after 90. So, right, 11, 12, 13. So if we plug in 13 for x, let's see what we get. So that's 17 over 4 times 13 plus 8.5. And that gives us 63.75. Okay? So, so that's how many active clusters we can expect there to be. And let's see if that kind of... So 63.75, right? That's like 64-ish. So 57, 60, 63. It's like right here. Yeah, look. Do you see how that's on our line? You see how... Like, look. This is basically 64, right? 66 is up here. 63 is down here. So 64 is like right here. And then, yeah, that's at 13. So round 4, yeah. So, yeah, Jeff and Zach bring up a good point here, which is that technically what we're doing here when we're trying to guess things that happen in the future is that we're extrapolating. Okay? Extrapolating can be kind of dangerous, okay? So, what we're saying is that because the trend was like this for years 1 through 10, that trend is going to continue into the future. In reality, this may not be true. What may happen is that as you get more and more clusters as the years go on, eventually it'll level off, right? Maybe there's just not enough food for all the woodpeckers. So if you were to use your line, you would guess the amount to be like way up here, when in reality it's way down here. By extrapolation, I should have 10 million followers by 2030. Oh, yeah. But see, the cool thing with that, with follows and whatnot, those are usually exponential in your favor. So usually a linear approximation is underestimating, which is cool. So yeah, do you see that, Taco? Yeah? Is that good? Sadly, it didn't happen. That took me since like 4 to finish. Okay, well, hopefully we helped you out here a little bit. Hour and a half. Not bad. Am I streaming on YouTube now? I am. Did you get the notification? Yeah, someone told me I should start streaming on YouTube. So I usually don't get that much engagement from YouTube, mainly just from my shorts. But someone said you should start piping it onto YouTube Live anyways. So I did. I started doing it again. What I had to do was I had to turn down my bandwidth on my Twitch from like 5,000 kilobits down to 3,000 so that I could use another 2,000 or 3,000 or whatever to pipe to YouTube. Is finding contours in data an inherently tedious problem, CPU-wise? I don't know, actually. It's a good question. Might be. Also, I mean, these are things where stuff like GPUs really excel. Like having some sort of like graphics card to do stuff is really awesome. Oh wait, Zach, is your Infinite Series thing in an hour? You have an Infinite Series class, right? In 1 hour? GPUs really excel. Haha. Nice. Cool. I was gonna go to the gym at 6-ish, so I'll put your stream on while I'm on the treadmill or something. I think it'd be fun. It's a good. I always think it's good to like distract your brain when you're exercising with something, and I can't think of anything more fun to distract my brain with than Infinite Series. I actually do like Infinite Series. They're really cool. I was explaining Taylor Series to a student actually. I was tutoring her earlier last week. It's super cool how you can describe like any curve to an extent if you just add up enough polynomials. You just keep adding higher and higher degree polynomials. Eventually you can build out whatever shape you want. It makes me really think that like we're kind of living in a simulation, right? There are all these like little building blocks that you can use, these little snippets to like create things. It's super rad. Yeah. I was commenting. What's up? What's up, Sensation? Say it.
The Matrix has you, Neo.
The Matrix has me, yeah, dude. It does, man. What's going on in my chat, dude? Why is everyone like going crazy on my chat today? What? They should be in. What? They should be in Twitch. What are they doing in? Okay. Anyways, I was commenting. L'Hopital's rule can sort of be proved using a power series. Oh, can it? How so, Jeff? I want to kind of see this now. What? Prove L'Hospitals. Let's see it. Just kind of curious what's going on in Mathland. Okay, I'm having a bit of a problem with this question. I feel like I have to prove Wait. Are people really putting the S there? The S isn't there, right? I don't think. Isn't it like an O with a hat on it or something? Yeah. Why does everyone say hospitals rule? Stop. It's L'Hopital's. Circumflex. Okay, that's the word. Okay. Okay. Suppose a power series converges some non-trivial centered at 0 and consider the functions. Okay, cool. F of x is equal to the first sum. G of x is equal to the second one. Prove that the limit as x goes to 0 of this is equal to the same limit as x goes to 0 of the derivative. Mm-hmm. Okay, so a to the n, b to the n, x to the n, which is equal to n is greater than 1? Oh, because it's just 1. Okay. The French transliteration is ambiguous? Yeah, okay. As x approaches 0, the higher order terms go to 0, so you factor out the largest term in each numerator and denominator. Okay. Yeah. Ah, okay. I see. So, yeah, f of x is a1x plus that, b1x plus that. Which, yes, you know that this goes to 0. So then it's just a1 plus, okay, the n minus 1. Okay, I see. And yeah, and since the derivative is that. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, it has to do with, yeah, every time you take a derivative of something with an exponent, the exponent drops down by 1. And yes, if you have a function represented by an infinite series, then you have a bunch of exponents you can just keep dropping until eventually you get to the last one. Yeah, right. You can differentiate to match the next terms. That's very cool. I like that. That's pretty wicked. Nice. And then, remind me, is Penn Center doing a physics class now on Wednesdays? Is he doing mechanics on Wednesdays? Is that what I heard? Did he make an announcement in his... Sorry, I've been catching up on Discord stuff. Yes, classical mechanics is on Wednesday. Oh, this is very cool. So, yeah, Penn Center is doing Wednesday. RDGGRP mechanics. There will be... Reading discussion group, GRP. Is that what this is? I gotta go find this. That's abstract algebra. Okay, here we go. Ooh, nice. Oh, we're using Morin. I feel like Morin was one of my professors. No, Morin's at Harvard. Never mind. Different Morin. Okay, very cool. Oh, it was a 100K channel point redeem? Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's so fun. I love that you guys did like a community challenge for that. That's very cool. Here, I'm going to react. Statics. Okay, cool. Very cool. What time is he doing this at? It's going to be a mechanics study group. That's actually great, dude. Honestly, there are a lot of... Here, let me ask him. I'll just ask him here. Safira's mama. What's up, Safira's mama? What's crack-a-lackin', dude? First time chat. What's up? How'd you find us? we were just going over, what was it? We were doing like least square regressions, Roombas. That was my thesis. Trench warfare. Yeah, and then this. This is what we were doing.
Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces. Maybe through science? Oh, yeah. I love science. I love Balint and, I forget his wife's name. But, yeah, they're all cool. They're very cool people. Yeah, we just started the school year, so we had a couple students with questions today. It's been kind of like a slow day. Lita! That's it. Lita. That's her name. Nice. Are they streaming right now? Let me check. I think he streams later is usually what he does. Yeah, no, just High Potential's on right now. Okay. Cool. What's your background, Safira's? Are you a student? Just lover of science? And all things math? We like math.
Speaking of which, Bob has a question.
Bob does have a question. Okay, good. Let's do it.
Oh, it says, do you know stuff? Yeah, there we go.
What's up, Bob? How's it
no,
going?
I don't have a question right now.
Thanks, Habib, for this. It's for the sub.
I was just wondering.
Are you saying
future.
for your classes that are coming up, CS discrete math?
Yeah, I'm taking that class this semester.
Okay. Let me see. One sec. Let's just see. Discrete mathematics, computer science. I personally have not taken the class, but there are a lot of math guys here that are very high level that probably know a lot about discrete mathematics, and I could probably figure it out. That's what I always say. I can always figure it out. Looks like Coursera has one for UCC. Yeah, Zach says discrete math. Yeah, you know all the math streamers. Yeah, these guys definitely have done discrete maths. I wonder what the types of questions are that they're doing. Convincing arguments. Do Do you have any like homework that you know that's coming up? If I can just like see a picture of it, I'll just like.
Oh yeah, I can show you this week's. I've already did it though, but I can show you it.
Oh yeah, show it to me. I want to see it, dude. Thanks for the sub, Habib. By the way, haven't seen Habib in a while, dude. Let's crack it lacking, dude. How's school year starting?
How's it going, Habibi?
How's it going, Habibi? Yeah. Habibi means like girlfriend and like boyfriend, but like in two different ways, I think. I've been busy.
I'm not even sure. I've heard it say. I've heard it said to me before. So.
Yeah, Habibi is like it's like love. It's like saying, "What's up, love?" Okay. All right, let's see. We got a logic. I want to see this. This is called discrete work and school. That's cool. What are you doing for work these days, Habib? What does this generation do for work? I'm curious. Okay, let's define X equals Alan Turing is allergic to pollen. Y equals Alan Turing is wearing a mask, and Z is the rose garden has a lot of flowers. Transit. Oh, we're doing propositional logic. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Getting through college. Dope, Habib. Okay.
Oh, no, not XNOR. Please no.
Please no. Yeah, they're using XNOR. Okay. So, I gotta remember what like propositional, because I've done like predicate logic. I gotta remember what like propositional logic is. Here we go. XNOR and NAND. Yeah, not AND. Okay, cool. So do they?
XNOR really does mess with my head.
Do they want you to use the symbols, Bob? Is that what they want you to use?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I can't use the XOR thing.
Okay. So, so you have to come up with like what's the equivalent one for it?
Yeah.
So it's like
Use the implies one.
do you do this like not X, and then I don't know, and Y? Was this like the answer?
Should be.
Oh,
Something
wow.
like that.
That's super weird. It laughs out of politeness. I'm gonna X-nor in my sleep. Snore. Okay. Okay. If Alan Turing is allergic to pollen, okay. This is called if then. If thens are cool. This is cool, man. So wait, discrete math is just logic? Is that really? I've taught logic classes. Like I didn't know that's what like discrete math was.
Hopefully we get to more stuff other than this, but this
Okay.
is like the first week.
Logic
First
is
2
a
weeks.
part. Okay, Zach says logic is a part of discrete math. Okay. Discrete math is not logic. Logic is part of discrete math. Groups, rings, and fields. Ooh, okay.
So we started like proof this week.
So we say like X, and then and Z, then Y. Is that kind of like how we do this one?
For which one? B?
Yeah, for B.
Yeah.
Cool.
No. Wait.
Right. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how you do it.
Up and down. Combinatorics, graph theory. Oh, that's cool. Exactly one of the following things must be true. Either the rose garden has a lot of flowers, or Alan Turing is not wearing Max. Do not use this. Oh, that's fine. Exactly one of the... exactly one of the things is true.
I think it's
Do you have to say
So
like
you
the first thing is true, the second thing is false, or the first thing is false and the second thing is true?
yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's tricky. Yeah. So yeah, because you have two situations, right? So it's either the rose garden has a lot of flowers. What was rose garden has a lot of flowers? Okay, Z. So it's like yes, Z, and not wearing a mask, and not Y. Or not Z, and yes, Y.
Yeah.
A and B. Oh, you're good, Sephiroth. You can always write XOR as A or B and not A and B. And not? Sorry, excuse me, what? Oh, I like that. Yeah, that does work. That's another way to. That's cool. That's another way to do it. Do you see that logically? Why that makes sense, Bob?
Wait, what was it again?
So he's saying that the other way to write this would be Z or Y, or sorry, Z or Y, and not Z and Y.
Oh, I see.
So basically saying one of these has to be true and they both can't be true.
Yeah.
That's super
I
rad.
didn't
Oh,
think of that.
yeah, cool, Jeff. I like that. This is the cool thing about logic, dude. Logic has like a couple different ways you can like solve it. Oh, I'm like having fun with this. Here, I'll do this.
I don't see the point of this kind of.
Oh, this comes up all the time in computer science.
Really?
Where's Sensation's face? Yeah, there we go. Yeah. A lot of computer science is trying to solve things, and it's figuring out logically what your if statement needs to be in order to like generate the flow of your program to do the right thing.
I see. That makes sense. Yeah.
I did this a lot in my PhD when analyzing data. So for instance, I was doing this thing where I would like look at wherever there was a peak on something, and I had to write code to be like, okay, we're looking for when does something go above a certain value, but we haven't hit the top yet. Okay, now that we've hit the top, but we haven't hit the bottom, keep going. Okay, now that we've hit the bottom, but we have hit the top, we have hit the what? It's like it's taking computer language to do things that you want something as a human to just do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If Alan Turing is allergic to pollen, then Alan Turing must wear mask.
Yes. Oh, that's the other cool thing Sensation's talking about. Yeah. You can then use it to like derive truths. Like, right, yeah. If this happens, then this has to be true.
If X equals true, then Y must be true. I can't remember what the whole question was, but yeah.
Yeah, it was like a transit.
I said it in basic English. So if Turing is allergic to pollen, then he must wear a mask. So mask equals true.
Pollen must equal true. Yeah. Yeah. I looked into a degree in maths, but I've decided to do a GC and a master's in autism studies. Oh, that's pretty cool. What's a GC? Sorry, general credit. What does GC stand for? Honestly, yeah. I mean, this math looks scarier than it really is, and you know, it's because, like anything, it's just learning a language. You just have to learn that, like, okay, for instance, like, not is this weird symbol. This is this. I don't know. Abelian group means this. Here we go. Terminus technicus. Look at this. Negation, conjunction, disjunction. Like, there's just it's just learning the language. Mm-hmm. Oh, graduate certificate. Nice. I have a lot of questions about autism studies because autism is a spectrum, though, right? And I've heard that apparently autism is like really difficult to diagnose in women. Like you just like apparently girls don't display the traditional symptoms of, I guess, being autistic. Guys, it's very easy. You're like, yo, that guy's autistic. But
it's less prevalent. It's less prevalent as well genetically.
It's just less prevalent genetically as well. Oh, okay, I didn't know if it was like it just doesn't happen as much, or if it's just misdiagnosed, or you know, I don't know. They'll come up with a gazillion reasons why or something.
Well, fundamentally, men and women's brains are different, and
I agree with that.
The part of the male brain malfunctions that doesn't necessarily malfunction in women. So that's we end up with lots of people like me and less female people like me.
And this is why we have the dating show Love on the Spectrum. We're just trying to connect y'all together. Actually, I did see a very interesting study, and no femcells. You know, what's a femcell? Female celibate? Oh, okay. I think it's also because the studies tend to focus on males, so there's just more awareness with female Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Well, it's like the whole reason why, like, you know, female sexuality just was never studied in the 50s or 60s, but we have like 19 different drugs for like erectile dysfunction. Yeah. It's just like, who's the customer base? It would be
that in the 90s.
Was it in the 90s? I forget when all the Viagra stuff was coming out, but yeah.
I think I don't remember hearing about it before 1990.
I remember being young, dude, and like seeing these advertisements, and I'm like, because you're a kid, right? And you don't really know what's going on, but like you see like grandma and grandpa, and they're like smiling at each other, and they're like Cialis. Like what? They're looking at each other, and they're like, oh no, and you don't get it as a kid. You're like, wait, what? What's the oh no moment? I was only 27 when I was diagnosed with autism. Okay, interesting.
I think I was as well, actually.
Yeah. Jeff says, to be honest, no one knows what's going on. I agree.
No one knows anything.
No one knows anything. You know nothing, Jon Snow. That's a deep cut. 27 when, yeah, you know, I think autism in itself being a diagnosis thing is also a recent thing. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, nobody was being diagnosed as autistic. They were just getting diagnosed as being, like, ADHD. That was the big thing when I was in high school. All the kids were getting, like, slapped with Ritalin and Adderall prescriptions because it was like, oh, your kid has ADHD. And then I feel like nowadays, when I work with students, a lot of times the parents are like, oh, my kid has autism. And I'm like, okay, cool. So your kid's a kid. I feel like all kids have autism to some degree at this point. And it's hard to not have autism with the amount of social media and other garbage that like they experience. It's incredibly difficult. Like, and with COVID, like of course everyone is like kind of autistic. Yeah. Highly functioning autism wasn't diagnosed until recently. Yeah. Yeah, I guess they used to be like, I guess if you're like nonverbal and really just like eyes are like glazing out there all the time, that was called like you have autism. Or I guess Asperger's is the other one. Is that the other one I hear about?
Yeah, but they redacted it, which bastardized the whole thing, and it was like
Discord link expired? No, it should work. A Discord link works. All right, keep going. Sorry, Sensation, go on.
They pulled everything into one term, and they called it autistic spectrum disorders and various other things. Basically, it's bollocks because it's like, I don't know, one person has a cold and the other person has the flu, but you group them all together and say, you've got the sniffles. It's pointless. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's just like, you all have the snip. Yeah, but there's different, like, treatments and, like, I guess ways
causes.
to... Different causes, yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, some are genetic, right? Some are environmental. I saw actually an interesting thing. What was it? There was something on the news about it's like cortical thinning due to COVID. It's like how they're calling every new disease a COVID variant. Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah, well, which is also bollocks because not COVID. Oh, crying out loud.
The flu? The flu?
What's the base virus for COVID?
I don't know. Coronavirus? I don't know.
Yeah, the coronavirus is... Well, the coronavirus is any chest infection virus. Like a cold. A cold is a coronavirus.
Okay.
So when they kept calling it coronavirus, it's like, what, so everyone's got a cold? And then people started dying. So it's like, well, clearly it's not a fucking cold.
Yeah, it clearly is. Yeah, because people don't die from the cold. Coronavirus just means that, oh, it's crown-shaped. Okay, Australia says different stages. This is the thing that really bugs me, is when I look at, like, influenza deaths, right? And then mysteriously during COVID, there are just no one's dying from the flu anymore. I'm just like, excuse me?
People staying away from each other.
It's a good point, right? Yeah. So there's a good. I like this. There are a number of conclusions I've heard from this. The typical, like, you know, whatever Trumpism thing is to say that, oh, they just called the flu COVID. Like, all flus were just COVID, so magically the flu wasn't happening. And I'm like, okay, I see that argument. I like your argument, which is that, yes, during COVID, we stopped seeing each other a lot, so the flu was less likely to spread. I like that.
Yeah, because flu requires much more direct contact. A cold doesn't. A cold can travel for miles. Because of how small the viral loads are, not the size of the virus itself. But anyway, the flu tends to be, you know, people coughing into their hands and then touching things.
But everyone had masks on anyways, and we were all distancing each other.
People were keeping, you know, far away from each other. So
yeah. The other argument I like to hear is that so this is deaths, right? It's like who dies from the flu. And basically what they were saying here is that, like, oh, COVID was like the reigning champion of killing people during this period of time. So like even if you were like getting the flu, it was more likely that COVID would kill you first. Yeah, exactly. That's what Jeff says. Yeah. So, but this is, I mean, this speaks to earlier what we were talking about, right? With graphs and data, right? This single graph here can be interpreted in different ways to match like whatever agenda you want.
Yeah. Which money talks, but science should be better.
Science should be better, right? Science shouldn't be politicized, I guess, yeah. Jeff says if we had enough COVID, we could cure the common cold. Fucking fuck, Jeff, what? Oh, man. Yeah.
See, the problem with talking like that is you get into sort of dangerous territory with, right, who can we kill off the fastest? So we have a stronger genetic population.
I mean, that is what
Those
natural
that don't
selection
get
is.
infected. Yeah, natural selection's fine. It's just when people start reading from Nietzsche and
Yeah, all that stuff.
and well, we all went down that path, didn't we?
There was another thing. It's called about cortical thinning, which I think is interesting.
Yeah,
Did
I
you
didn't
read
hear
this?
about that.
Did you read about this article? It said, so COVID lockdowns prematurely aged girls' brains is more than boys. So further kind of
I did hear about this, yeah.
Yeah, so they did some MRI scans and found that girls' brains appeared 4.2 years older than boys' brains for whatever reason. I don't know why this is, right? I mean, this is kind of there's data on this. They did a bunch of MRI scans. I think this was in this is University of Washington. Like this is a good university. But yeah, they noticed that the cortical thinning was, and they did it on 160 people. It's a big sample size. That's a lot of MRIs. That's expensive. It's unclear whether the changes have negative consequences, but yeah, have concerns they might affect mental health and potential to learn. So yeah, very interesting. The question is why? Oh, here. So let's read what this guy says. He says he believes the difference reflects girls' greater dependence on social groups and interactions. Girls chat endlessly and share their emotions. They're much more dependent than boys on the social scene for their well-being and for their health. This is it's a hot take, but okay. Yeah, but yeah, it seems
reasonable to me.
Yeah, it does. I mean, boys don't ever share our feelings. Yeah, we're just like, yeah.
Well, no, because go all the way back to the beginning. What do we do as men and women?
What do we do as
women
men
stay
and women?
behind the women.
Oh,
stay
we're talking
behind
about
the cave.
like prehistoric times. Yeah.
The women stay behind at the cave, all in
Sure.
groups, and hold ground, whilst we
Sure.
men kind of sort of grunt at each other and say, "Dear."
Dear, go bashing thing.
Yeah, exactly. You get the idea. I mean, you can't fight evolution, and that's pretty much what we evolved to do.
I agree.
So.
I agree. I agree a lot of like what we do today, especially like the opinions and like legislature and stuff. I think a lot of it is just trying to like deny our own biology. And I think unfortunately a lot of times what natural biology like has coded us to be gets like seen as being like a sexist or something. I'm like, no, like biology doesn't give a shit. Biology says fuck your feelings, dude. Biology just does what it wants because that's the most productive way to create offspring. The entire formation of society is a sort of anti-evolution. Yeah, it kind of is. I mean, I don't think we should let weak people die. You know, I'm not that much of a bastard or a hard Darwinist or person, but I do agree. Yeah, society tends to kind of fight evolution a little bit. Yeah, welfare does for sure.
A little, but not profoundly.
I don't know. Yeah, well, we don't know. We don't know if it's profoundly or not.
Well,
Yeah.
because if you live in quite poor areas like I did on the council estates,
Yeah.
people will kick the fuck out of each other, so the weak will perish. I mean,
The
I wish
pikeys will
that was
kick the shit out of
hyperbole.
each other.
no, just everybody will kick out of each other.
Oh man, dude, that's too good.
Yeah, Mush, I like your Nikes.
Yeah, Mush, I like your Nikes. Did you see fucking what's his face? Oh man, who's he? The Just Do It guy. Oh, Shia LaBeouf is apparently in Scotland and getting into bar fights with people.
In Edinburgh, of all places.
I think it is. Yeah, what's that? Yeah. Shia LaBeouf. And then yeah, I want to do the rest of Bob's question because I think it's kind of fun. Shia LaBeouf fights Scotland. I think it was in Scotland. Yeah. Yeah, this video. Shia LaBeouf seen confronting pubgoers and heating exchange outside a Scottish bar. Intense video. I'm right here, motherfucker. Like, what? That's
See,
him.
no one wants to fight him because they'll just kill him. They'll be the one responsible for killing Shia
Yeah,
the
look
beef.
at him. Look. Some guys had to, like, hold him back or something. He's like, let's go. Oh, man. He's a wild guy. Shy's fucking wild, dude. I respect him. I like his art. His art is cool.
His art was certainly provocative, and it gave people an excuse to chase down his flags all over the world.
Yeah. His flags? What were his flags?
Oh, the whole they will not divide us. He will not divide us.
Or they will not replace us? Uh-oh, what happened to your camera signal? Came off. You're good.
It was because Donald Trump got voted into office, and he started hanging this flag in one particular place, and then people would go find it and destroy it, and then they'd move it to another country, and they'd go find it and destroy it.
Oh, yes, yes. I know what you're talking about. Yes, I remember this. Wow, that's a memory loop back. Man, I forgot about that one.
That was a long time ago.
A long time ago. Here, I want to see Bob's last question here. Laplace's demon. I love how math has these things like was it Occam's razor? They have all these or we need Danny to discover yeah. Where is Danny? I know he said he was taking a break from streaming because he was feeling like it wasn't productive, but yeah, let's bring Danny back. Okay. Laplace's demon is a thought experiment regarding the nature of causality and determinism in the universe. Roughly put, it suggests that if there is a demon that knows the starting position of all particles, it can use Newtonian physics to determine the future state of the universe at any point in time. For such a demon, there is no uncertainty regarding the future because it knows exactly what's going to happen for the rest of time. An understanding of this and physics is not required. Well, yeah, because physics says you can't know exactly where something is or where it's going. Like, the more you know where something is, the less you know where it's going. This is called the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. But, okay.
It's interesting. That comes up in sci-fi quite a lot. It's
Which
like
one?
If we lived in a Newtonian universe, then we would know what was going to happen in the future because we could determine the
Yeah, because you can just plug in,
location and
here's my
the-
conditions, what happens afterwards, yeah.
Yeah, we don't, and then they always go on about how we live in a quantum universe and you can't possibly know them both at the same time.
So it says, if Newton is correct about physics, then the universe is deterministic. If the universe is not deterministic, then Laplace's demon does not exist. Laplace's demon exists. Translate this into propositional logic and prove that it's not valid. Oh, it's a paradox. Oh, okay. Oh, let's do this. Okay. I love these. Dude, logic is fun. It's such a puzzle class. I love it, dude. Okay. Let's say Newton is... Did you get this one, Bob, by the way?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, cool. I want to just do it real quick because I think it's fun. Newton's correct about physics is X. Universe deterministic is going to be Y. And then Laplace's demon exists. Is going to be Z. All right. So yeah, you always want to take your word statements. This is called I think it's prepositional logic. Is that what we call it? Prepositional logic or whatever. Like word logic. No, well, yeah. It's called a premise, but what you're doing is you're converting words into math. Propositional. Okay, thank you, Jeff. Yeah, okay. So if Newton's correct about physics, so if X, then Y. Yeah, this is what we call a premise. And actually, it's very cool. In the type of logic I'm thinking about, you would usually do this. You would put 1, 2. You may do. Have you done this yet? Have you done proofs like this?
Yeah, we do that. We do that.
Okay.
Also.
All right. Nice. Okay. Yeah. So and then if the universe is not deterministic, so if not Y, then was it? Sorry, not Z, right? So these are the premises, and then the third premise, I guess, is that Laplace's demon doesn't exist. So not Z.
Does.
Oh, he does exist. Oh, okay, cool. So you do this, right? And then you say this is given. And then I think I'm supposed to do something down here. So you can prove a paradox, I think, right? Is what you can say. So
Because 1 and 2 can't both be true.
Well, this is X and Y. This is Y and Z. I think you're supposed to.
Says X is true, Y is true, and Z is true, but all 3 can't be true simultaneously.
Okay, well, let's see. Let's see. I mean, we could also just draw a truth table. You could draw a truth table, which is pretty cool, and you can find a paradox. Do you guys do truth tables, Bob?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's one way to do this, I think, with a proof, and there's another way with a truth table. I could try to do it both ways.
We did it by saying so 3 is true because it's the one, and then go from there.
Okay, so if 3 is if 3 is true, right? So
Because
if
we know
not-
it's true, so that means Z is true.
well, if this is true, right, and not Y implies not Z, doesn't that imply that Z implies Y? This is called like the contrapositive, I believe. Like it's if A then B, then if not B, then not A. Have you seen this before? Proof by contrapositive? Yeah. So if not Y implies not Z, then the opposite of that backwards. So then it's called the inverse negation, I think is what it's called. So it means that not Z, which is Z, implies not Y, which is Y. So then this is by contrapositive. And because Z is correct, right? That means that Y is true, right? And then this is, I think you do like what is it called? It's called like, it's like this reduction, and then you're doing it with like 4 and 3. Z implies Y, and because Z is true, so is Y. Okay. Oh, but then here's the cool thing, right? Is that Y is true regardless of whether X is true or X is not true.
Oh, you could do it this way. So you see 2.
Yeah.
So that also equals Y or not Z.
Y or not Z?
I don't know why, but that it should equal.
Not Y implies not. Wait. So you're saying something that's like an imply statement is just a. Oh, very cool. Okay, so he says A implies B is equivalent to not A or B. Yeah. Oh, I get that, because if A is true, then B has to be true, right? And then, yeah, if A is true, then B has to be true. Right. So either not A is true or B is true? Right. Oh, man. Oh, that kind of messes with me a little bit, right? What? What? Okay, wait. A implies B is the same as...
Not A or B.
Not A. I like doing this. Not A or B.
Uh-huh.
The only way A implies B can fail is if A is true and B is false. Okay.
Yeah.
Ah. So that would be A and not B. Which there's a way to like convert these into or statements. I think it's called De Morgan's. De Morgan's law or something? Yeah. Right. You can convert and statements into like or statements. Or like not and statements. I forget how this works. Let me figure it out.
I don't know if it's, I forgot what is De Morgan's law, but yeah.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Not A and B is not A or not B. So, and not A or B is not A and not B. Okay. Do you see how they say like laws in programming? You see how this is like in programming, right?
Oh.
Yeah. That's the reason you're learning this, is because you're going to have things in coding language that you want to like evaluate that would be easier to do if you just reduced all these requirements down to a single logical comparator. So instead of checking is this, you just check one thing, and that's logically equivalent to checking a bunch of things.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking cool, man. I just want to finish this one out. Okay. So, so not Y implies not Z means Y or not B. Or Y or not Z. Okay. And we already said that. Oh, I see.
And then because you know Z is
Z is
Z is
Z-
1, so that means
Z-
it's Y or 0, which then equals Y.
Right. But by the contrapositive of this, Z does imply Y. So you can't have both be correct. You can't have not Z happen, and you can't have Y happen. You see what I'm saying here? So, if I just took this, and I said, okay, well this is Y or not Z, right? From what you guys said with this, right? If A implied B, not A or B, and because I've already done this, right? I said Z was true, and then from the contrapositive, if Z then Y, that means Y must be true. Okay. Now, I have Y being true and Z being true, but this can't hold because it has to be Y or not Z. Or wait, it's not Y and not Z though. Wait, one sec. Y or not. Oh wait, now they're both true. Wait a minute. Wait, Y or not Z. And this isn't conditional, is it?
Take away.
Hang on.
I know this is hurting my head now. I love this.
If Newton correct equals true, deterministic equals true. Therefore, not deterministic equals false. Therefore, demon equals true. From my perspective, the second statement is disproved because the demon has to exist.
But that doesn't have to say anything about X. Wait. Oh, you're saying X implies Y both ways? Really? If Newton is correct about physics, then the universe is deterministic? That doesn't necessarily imply if Y then X. That's just if X then Y. It's not biconditional.
You then draw a truth table for X and Y.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can do this all day. Yeah, that's fine. We can do this. Yeah. This is like the brute force way of doing it. You can do X, Y, Z, and then I can just do this.
Why I enjoy this method the most.
Yeah, no, because it just works. 0, 1, 1. Or actually, no, let me do it this way. Sorry, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0. 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, and then 0, 0, 1. Oh, we already have 0, 0, 1. My bad. Or then just 0, 0, 0, and then 1, 0, 0. Is that all 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, awesome. And then we know Z is true, right? So I have to have this one's or these ones, right? I don't care about these.
Right.
Okay. And then I feel like Y has to be true. Given okay, so if X then Y. Okay, if X then Y. Yeah, this is the contradiction right here. Right? Because X is true, but Y is 0.
So then that means that's how you prove it. I think that
This is this is proving by contradiction.
See, that's the answer I come out with, but I just couldn't quite get the words out.
Yeah, it's cooler to do the logic in like a long row and stuff, but yeah, it works as well.
Logically, I guess it's a lot harder.
It's
All
easier
right.
when you're solving a problem.
Yeah, it is. Nice. Okay, cool. I think that was fun, Bob. Actually, I love that. Yeah, please bring more of those. I love like testing my brain with things. Let's see. Is Zach streaming yet? I want to raid Zach, but also I want to go to the gym. Let's see if Zach's streaming. 10 more minutes. All right, I'll say streaming for 10 more minutes, so we can raid him. And then I gotta. Oh, and then wait, I think the debates have started. Have the presidential debates started?
I think so.
Oh, let's go watch. We got 10 minutes. Let's do a little watch party.
Here are, in my opinion,
I mean, it's crazy to think about it. Like, it used to cost millions to advertise on TV, and now, because of streaming...
I do like those problems, Jeff. You're right.
You can advertise on TV. You can advertise...
Okay, can I skip the ads, please?
You're all survivor of incest? Being forced to carry a pregnancy...
Oh, we're talking about abortion already. Here we go.
And I pledge to you, when Congress passes a bill to put back in place the protections of Roe v. Wade, as President of the United States, I will proudly sign it into law. But understand, if Donald Trump were to be reelected, he will sign a national abortion ban. Understand, in his Project 2025, there would be a national
Project 2025 isn't his stuff,
that would
man.
be monitoring your pregnancies, your miscarriages. I think the American people believe that certain freedoms, in particular the freedom to make decisions about...
I don't like the whole, like, abortion scare tactic. Ugh.
Well, because I can't listen to you. I can't talk and listen.
Oh, I see. Okay.
What I heard was, she said, the abortion ban. It's like, well, it wasn't banned, though, was it? It was just taken out of federal hands.
Right. It's just that the states are going to ban it.
Every legal scholar wanted it to be brought back into the states, and the states are voting. And it may take a little time, but for 52 years, this issue has torn our country apart, and they've wanted it back in the states. And I did something that nobody thought was possible. The states are now voting. What she says is an absolute lie. And as far as the abortion ban,
just gonna call him a liar.
I'm not in favor of abortion ban, but it doesn't matter because this issue has now been taken over by the states.
Would you veto a national abortion ban if it came to your desk?
Well, I won't have to because, again, two things. Number one, she said she'll go back to Congress. She'll never get the vote. It's impossible for her to get the vote.
I agree.
Especially now with the
Possible
50-50,
to get, yeah,
essentially
possible to get
50-50 in both
a legal
Senate and the House.
thing on abortion.
She's not going to get the vote. She can't get the vote. She won't even come close to it. So it's just talk. You know what it reminds me of? When they said they're going to get student loans terminated, and it ended up being a total catastrophe. The student loans, and then her, I think probably her boss, if you call him a boss, he spends all his time on the beach. But look, her boss went out and said, we'll do it again. We'll do it a different way. And he went out, got rejected again by the Supreme Court. So all these students got taunted with this whole thing about this whole idea. And how unfair that would have been, part of the reason they lost, to the millions and millions of people that had to pay off their student loans. They didn't get it for free. But they were saying it's the same way that they talked about that they talk about abortion.
I agree. Like, the whole student loan thing did end up being kind of a rug pull. It was a nice thing. It was actually conveniently right during the midterms that they did it, too. They were like, oh, we're going to get rid of all the student loans. And then it ends up being, like, unconstitutional and just challenged by the courts, and they couldn't even do it. I was just like, man, I hate when, like, people put up, like, hopeful things like this just to get votes at, like, a convenient timing.
They didn't even come close to getting student loans. They taunted young people and a lot of other people that had loans. They can never get this approved. So it doesn't matter what she says about going to Congress. So wonderful. Let's go to Congress.
Should interfere only when it affects the majority of people.
Right. I think there are a lot of people with student loans, though. I do think the whole student loan industry is a fucking shark and, like, should be at least reeled in a little bit.
So I agree with that, because I grew up in an era where higher education was free.
Sure.
Here, and then they did the whole student loans thing, and it's not worked. You just got hundreds of thousands of fucking idiots going to university.
Right. And people just being into a lot of debt.
And asking for an abortion, that is not
just mean
happening.
you're not
it's
getting the
insulting
best
to the women of
Right.
America. And
Right.
understand what has been happening under Donald Trump's abortion bans. Couples who pray and dream of having a family are being denied IVF treatments. What is happening in our country? Working people, working women who are working 1 or 2 jobs, who can barely afford childcare as it is, have to travel to another state to get on a plane sitting next to strangers.
That's the hill I'll die on. I don't think
Which
IVF treatment should be given at all.
Really? Why's that?
Because if you're not supposed to have children, then you're not supposed to have children. And
yeah.
that child will then be born and suffer because of your poor genetics.
Yeah, it's very interesting because it's kind of I have a lot of friends, right, who have had to go through IVF, and some of them are like extremely smart, and I'm like, I wish they would have kids, but they just can't for whatever reason. And so that's where I feel like I agree with you too, right? You know, like if you have poor genetics and you can't reproduce, maybe you shouldn't reproduce. But then these are people who are like very smart, and I feel like they should be able to, but for whatever reason they can't. And then I start blaming the microplastics. Like I think it's all the garbage we eat in our food or something.
Oh yeah. I suppose I'm blaming genetics.
No, I like your opinion.
I have a bias.
Yes.
I have a bias on that because obviously, because of my parents' poor genetics, I was born and I suffer, and so that's my takeaway. But yeah, people could just not be able to have children because of poor environment, literally.
Right. Yeah.
So I have to sustain.
Sustain.
Secede.
Sustain. It's okay. I like this is what I like, Sensation, though, because I like to see why people have opinions about other things. I think it's a very important thing in American society, or like society in general, is there to be discourse and then hear why does that person have a different opinion? Because now I understand from your point of view. I'm like, okay, well that's cool, I get that, and now you understand from my point of view. You know. Yeah,
because you gave me some information. You gave me some information that I didn't have because I never thought about it that way.
Exactly. Wow.
Like, oh, well, actually, yeah, it could be because people are consuming loads of plastic, and that's why they can't have children. So then it's not bad genetics after all. So maybe they should be having children.
Yeah, maybe the government should be giving out IVF. You might. It's interesting. My dad has an even more kind of hot take on IVF, being like, he claims that the reason why people can't have children is that they basically fucked around too much. Or that they've been on birth control and whatnot. So he brings it back down to back to the 50s and 60s mindset or something. So
it's possible. Birth control does fuck with you.
It does, yeah. I mean, yeah. Who would think, right? Something that is wrecking a natural biological function for your most reproductive years, and then when you magically come off of it, you hope to still be able to reproduce, could be an issue, right? But then we'd have a bunch of teen pregnancies.
Don't try.
Yeah, I can't fight biology.
We've been
Don't
personally
try.
affected by the surge of fentanyl in our country.
Ooh, fentanyl. We're talking about fentanyl now.
Put more resources to allow us to prosecute
All
transnational
coming from
criminal
China.
organizations.
It is all come from
for
China, yeah. I
trafficking
agree.
in guns,
Agree with that.
drugs, and human beings. But you know what happened to that bill? Donald Trump got on the phone, called up some folks in Congress, and said, kill the bill. And you know why? Because he'd prefer to run on a problem instead
IVF is
of
bad for
fixing
adoptions, yeah, but
a
it's
problem. And understand,
a person is
this
hardwired to spread their own genetic code.
where the people of our country actually need a leader.
Also, I feel like kids who get adopted usually don't really come from the best genetic backgrounds, right?
You crack babies and the like.
And the former president is someone who would prefer to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem. And I'll tell you something, he's going to talk about immigration a lot
foster care or
tonight, even
whatever.
when
They
it's
should
not
be,
the subject
Oh,
that is
foster
being
care is
debated.
awful for kids,
And
though.
I'm
It's
gonna
so
actually
bad.
do something very unusual,
It's like
and I'm gonna
glorified,
invite you
like,
to attend one
puppy
of Donald
daycare or
Trump's
something.
rallies,
So
'cause
bad.
It's a really interesting thing to watch.
It's so much worse in
You
this
will
country
see
and
during the
Japan
course of
where
his rallies,
it's
he talks about
all
fictional
done by the government itself.
Yeah, no, here in the U.S., yeah, foster care is all done by the government. You hear like so many nightmare stories about like foster kids. It's not the kids' fault, but it's like the homes they get put into. It's just like it's a bad situation.
Well, that it's a prison environment for children.
It is, yeah. No, you're a ward of the state, right?
And your desires. And I'll
And do you
tell
remember
you,
the
I
old
believe you
social experiment
deserve
where you take
a
one bad
president
child and
who
put them in
actually puts you
with
first.
a load
And
of good
I
children, and
pledge
everyone
to you
turns
that
bad as a result?
Oh,
And
really?
They did the same experiment. They did the same experiment over and over again. Turns out it's true with adults as well.
Oh wow, one rotten egg ruins the bunch.
What was the one?
First, let me respond as to the rallies.
Fuck me. They
She
put
said
people in
people
prison
start
and then they
leaving.
turned
People
half of them
don't
into
go to
guards.
her rallies. There's
Oh
no
yeah,
reason
yeah,
to
the monkey prison, the Harvard prison experiment or something.
busing them in and paying them to be
Stanford
there.
prison
And
experiment. Yeah.
then showing
yeah,
them in a different light. So she can't talk about that. People don't leave my rallies.
Foster
We have
parents
the
are paid.
biggest
Now they should do it
rallies,
off their own
the most
volition.
incredible rallies in the history of politics. That's because people want to take their country back. Our country is being lost. We're a failing nation. And it happened 3.5 years ago. And what's going on here, you're going to end up in World War III, just to go into another subject.
Bro, I think we're gonna end up World War III if Trump is president. Like, I think if anything is certain, is that like World War III will happen if Trump is president. I don't think Kamala's gonna put us into World War III.
You see, I've got to disagree with that one now because.
Okay, what's your thought on that?
Well, Donald Trump was the one that put us into no wars ever.
True.
Every single president that has ever been voted into the U.S. office has taken us to war. He has not. He's the only one that hasn't.
I could say he got lucky though with COVID. Like no one really wanted to start a war.
The Chinese did. The Chinese were fucking itching. I don't see. This is the problem because most people don't speak Chinese. They don't read Chinese newspapers. The Chinese were fucking itching, and
they wanted to fight.
They were pissed. They were taking the piss in the South Asian Sea for years during all that.
Oh, I see. Yeah, all the drills and stuff.
Steroids.
Venezuela on steroids, dude.
Here, you bring up Springfield, Ohio, and ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being.
Oh, this is the Haitians. The Haitians eating dogs.
I've seen people on television.
Let me just say here,
the people on television say my dog was taken and used for food. So maybe he said that, and maybe that's a good thing to say for a city manager.
I'm not taking this from
but
television.
The people
I'm
on
taking it from
television
the city
saying their
manager.
dog was eaten by the people that went there.
Again, the Springfield city manager says there's no evidence of that. Vice
We'll
President
find
Harris,
out.
I'll let you respond to the rest of what you've heard.
You talk about extreme.
Oh no, the cackle though, dude. Can't do the cackle.
I think one of the reasons why in this election I actually have
So
the
he repeats
endorsement
himself, and she's
of
brain dead.
200 Republicans.
Yeah, she's a little bit of an airhead.
Worked
Yeah,
with
with how she
President
talks.
Bush, Mitt Romney, and John McCain, including the endorsement of former Vice President Dick Cheney and Congress member Liz Cheney. And if you want to really know
nobody's winning
the
from the
inside
outcome of this
track
debate.
on who the former president is, if he didn't make it clear already, just ask people who have worked with him. His former chief of staff, a four-star general, has said he has contempt for the Constitution of the United States. His former national security advisor has said he is dangerous and unfit. His former Secretary of Defense has said the nation, the Republic, would never survive another Trump term. And when we listen to this kind of rhetoric, when the issues that affect the American people are not being addressed, I think the choice is clear in this election.
President Trump, I'll give you a quick minute to respond here.
Thank you, because when I hear that, see, I'm a different kind of a person. I fired most of those people. Not so graciously. They did bad things or a bad job. I fired them. They never fired one person. They didn't fire anybody having to do with Afghanistan and the Taliban and the 13 people who's were just killed, viciously and violently killed. And I got to know the parents and the family. They didn't fire. They should have fired all those generals, all those top people, because that was one of the most incompetently handled situations anybody has ever seen. So.
Oh, nice. Zach Stream started. Okay. Well, we'll chill. I don't know. I watch these things and then I'm just kind of like, meh. Like, what's going on? It's just a bunch like nobody's gonna change anyone's mind, right? Just like okay.
Everyone's made their mind up, yeah.
Everyone's already made up their mind. Anyways, all right, cool. Let's end off stream. All right. Thank you everyone for coming to office hours.
Nice.
Had a really fun time working with you guys. Thanks for asking the questions. Next stream is going to be tomorrow. That's going to be at 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Come on by, ask some questions, get help with your homework, and we'll go through it. Yeah, it's the first couple weeks of the school year, so better to get ahead than to fall behind. All right, awesome. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go raid Zach's channel. So Zach is a really good friend of ours. Eat of the Two Eye Pie, and he's doing a new course on infinite series, which I think was his, I want to say his master's thesis. It was something very, he studied it a lot in his career. It's one of the hardest things to teach in calculus is how to teach sequences of series, and he wrote his whole dissertation on like the best ways to teach this concept. So he's the expert on this. So if you want to come learn some sequences and series, we're going to go raid Zach, say hi to him. Oh, looks like Danny's in the chat. Nice. Yeah. Okay.
And don't forget everyone to pop in tomorrow.
Everyone, pop in tomorrow. Yeah, come by with your questions. Yeah, even if you have stuff you've already done and you just want to like a little quick refresher on it, we love to learn. Like I learned about logic. We had some good times here just learning logic stuff. So yeah, come on by. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Tuesday, and go say hi to Zach for us. All right, peace.
Bye, everybody.
Enigma Unknown, and Dawn Does Math. And I'd like you all to say hello and talk a little bit about yourself because we're going to be spending time with you throughout the next few months. We'd like to get to know you a little bit better. So if we could start with Dawn, we'll maybe go alphabetically, and then Enigma, and then Phobos. If you'd take a turn and just talk a little bit about yourself. Let me turn on the mics and have at.
Okay. Hey, I'm Don. I stream math too, and also games. But yeah, I don't say I did the first class. Was a ton of fun, so I'm excited for this one too.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much, Don. I'm gonna shout you out too, because I'll shout out everyone who streams. Does math. Welcome to Actual Education. Thank you so much for the raid. We're doing some Infinite Series stuff that we're starting a class tonight. We're starting our new class that'll go through November. If you want to join Discord and get more information, feel free to go there. Dawn is one of our participants tonight. Thank you so much. Enigma, you're up.
Hello, I'm Enigma. I took the analysis class last time we did it, and it was great, so I am back.
You're back. Your return